What on guys, Commander here, and welcome to a new video on Halo Infinite, or about Halo Infinite. Now, what we're going to be doing today is a proper scripted review of Halo Infinite now that the flighting has officially finished. The video that I did beforehand, which was actually released yesterday, or Monday, whichever day this actual video goes out, was sort of just me rambling and show my first impressions and opinions. There's no script there or anything. I just basically sat in my room and just spoke about what I thought about the game at that time in my head, just making things up as I went along. You probably could hear it from, you know, what this video is going to, which is actually I'm reading off of a script of what I think, and it's a bit more structured. So what I'm going to be doing is I've got a few subheadings for my script. There's going to be chapters in the video, so you can go to specific chapters if you want to. But it's going to be a bit more sectioned out, a bit more organized than the last video was. So, the first thing I want to go over is art style and graphics. Now, I don't want to delve too deep into this because I've said most of this stuff already that I'm going to talk about. But this game, it looks stunning. All the models look really clean and the textures on the weapons are really good. And even when you have skins applied to the game, skins applied in the game, it also looks really insane. The only slight nitpick I have is that some weapons could do with a little more wear on them, like the rocket launcher or the Ravager. But like I said, it's a small nitpick, and if this wasn't changed for the final game, I wouldn't be that fussed. The environment's also insane as well. We saw briefly what the environment's going to look like in the trailer, but to actually play in that environment is something else entirely. I've seen some graphical gameplay comparison shots, which I'll put on the screen now, and to show what the game looked like originally back in July last year, and what it looks like now, and the difference is night and day, and I'm so happy that 343 managed to get this right. Now, I was playing this game both at 4K on my PC, as well as 1080p on my Xbox, and I'll tell you what, even at 1080p on the base Xbox One, this game looks insane and is really impressive. Obviously 4K benefits from the extra resolution, but you can still appreciate the quality of the game even at 1080p. So, weapon drills. As I said in my first impressions review, I wasn't a huge fan of weapon drills. I mean, they were fun and it was entertaining to try and beat your own high score. However, as a mode, I'm not a massive fan of it. However, I'm fully aware that I'm not who this game mode is targeted at. It's targeted at newer players who want to get accustomed to the weapons in Halo. However, I think it could be useful for me to get used to the brand new weapons in the game as well before taking them into battle, so I know exactly how they work and whether they're actually worth picking up or not. What I do like about this game mode is that there's multiple difficulty ratings, so for each weapon it allows you to test yourself in harder situations. I did notice though that some of the weapons needed less score on higher levels than other weapons in order to master it. I think the score should be the same for each of the weapons, so that you need to get more skills for the rocket launcher, but you also need to get more skills with the skewer, and to even it out and make it more of a challenge on higher levels. Now, from my experience, the weapon drills, even on 3 stars, were pretty easy with the exception of the sniper, but that's just because of my own ability rather than the game mode itself. So what do I think about the weapons overall in this flight? Well, the OG weapons like this AR, the sidearm, the BR, the rocket launcher were all really well balanced. The needler was really good and powerful at close range, but less so at long range. That felt weird to me because I always thought the needler was tracked more long range, but maybe it didn't. However, this is still a very effective weapon to be used in the right scenarios. The plasma pistol is the only OG weapon I was a little disappointed with. Not only because the supercharge didn't track very well, if at all. I remember when I was playing through the weapon drill for the plasma pistol, I would only get an overcharged shot on a bot when the bot was standing still, and it'd pretty much be always missed when it was moving. All of the weapons were really good though. All of the brand new weapons, I mean. The Heatwave was a really powerful weapon, the Ravager as well, although it was a little bit buggy, but you can see how it could be used in the battlefield. The plasma rifle was also a really good weapon as well, that tracks pretty much perfectly, and that weapon alongside a BR or a sidearm could be really powerful as a combination. So now bot multiplayer. This game mode is really what I was pumped for because of the Halo community has been asking for bots in Halo for years, and they finally did it and showcased it in this preview, and my god, they didn't disappoint. When this when they first announced bots, I thought, okay, it's just going to be weapon drills, but a bit more expansive in the multiplayer type arena. And while I never lost any matches against the bots, there were some matches where we were pretty damn close. The bots in this game act like real players. They crouch, they sprint, they pick up weapons, they throw grenades, they even teabag, which is actually, like, pretty funny. But this is what I and many others want in the Halo community and what we've wanted from bots, and they really delivered. I hope they add bots into Forge so people can create their own scenarios, which would not only prolong the life of the game, but it allows story writers to use Infinite for the purposes of making stories in the game as well. Now, I don't think the bots were even that easy. The Marine bots, which are the level 2 difficulty, were a slight challenge, but were easy enough that you could win a match easy against them. ODST bots were more difficult and played better, but once you got used to their playstyle, it gets easier, but that does not mean in any way that they are slouches, and you need to be on your game when facing off against them. So, I want to now talk about the game's performance on both PC and Xbox. Now, I want to say before I start that I only played the Xbox version at the start because of my own stupidity and not updating my PC specs on my Halo Insider program. So it was connected to my laptop specification, which didn't actually meet the Infinite minimum requirements, and so they only gave me Xbox. And when I updated them to my PC specifications, about 10 hours later, they sent me the code for Steam. So now on PC, this game works really, really well. It stuttered, it was a bit slow in a few spots, you can probably tell that by some of the gameplay, but some of the those are the type of things that optimization done correctly can be used to solve. However, on Xbox, I was actually really surprised by how well this game ran. Bear in mind that this console I'm playing on is the base Xbox One at 1080p 30fps, which is what I was struggling to play at some point. So you can see gameplay of what I was doing from the Xbox on the screen now. And while I was struggling to play at some points, overall, playing on the Xbox One on both multiplayer, bot, and weapon drills were really playable. And as long as you could put up with the 30 FPS, which if you're a budget gamer is not a huge gamble, you can fully well play this game and it is absolutely really playable. Because when 343 said they were going to make Halo Infinite Xbox One ready, I was like, oh no, this game's going to run really bad on that console, it's not going to be worth picking up, because it's a previous gen console and on a next gen game. And that's what you would expect. You know, you wouldn't run a 2021 AAA game on a PC that you bought and built 6 years ago and have not upgraded it at all, because it would barely run. But no, the Xbox One actually runs this game perfectly within the realms of its own capabilities. And it's still really playable, and if you don't have the money to pay for a PC setup or the latest Xbox, I could see this being an absolute winner for people like that. So overall thoughts. Overall, I really enjoyed my time in this flight. It was a really enjoyable experience, and for this being only a small element of the Halo Infinite game, I'm more than hyped for this game to come out. Not only because I think this game is going to be really good and I'm going to have a lot of fun with it, but I can see this game, especially with the multiplayer going free to play, is going to rock the gaming community like a whirlwind. Think about it. The main free to play multiplayer games, Fortnite, Apex and Call of Duty Warzone, have 1 to 2 game modes in their free to play arsenal. Halo Infinite is not only going to have more than 2 game modes because it's going to have at least 7 at launch, but it's going to have weapon drills, AI multiplayer, and they're all going to be free. Call of Duty started the ball rolling by using Warzone as a way of saying, hey, come and check out our free multiplayer and see if you like the game. If you like it, buy it. If you don't, then just uninstall it. You haven't wasted a dime. This is what Halo's doing, but it's 10xing it, and it's going huge. And not only did they just put in 1 game mode in, everything multiplayer is going to be free to play, and I think it's going to pay off in 343's favour in more ways than most of us can imagine. So that's about all I have time for in this video here. Again, this is obviously a bit more of a scripted video, and I'm actually put my time and thought into what I was going to say, and you can actually get my overall thoughts on the flight and how I think Halo Infinite is going to do. I might do another video on what I want to see and what I don't want to see in Halo Infinite. I'm not entirely sure how that's going to work yet and when I'm going to have time to actually record it, but if I do, that's going to come pretty soon if it's not out already. So that's about all the time for in this video here. I'd like to thank you all very much for watching. If you did enjoy, don't forget to smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, button for more awesome gaming content. I shall see you all later. Bye.